Welcome students to another in our Investigating Science series. Today we're looking at machines, a topic found in grade 5 term 3. Okay, so we're going to show you a picture and I'm going to ask you to look at that picture and tell me what is happening in that picture. What can you see? Okay, so yes, you see some persons trying to move a load. Yes, good. And what are they using? Okay, what they're using, if you notice, they have used somewhat of a square looking wheel, if you can say that, yes. And would that make the work easier or harder? Yes, exactly. If they had used a round wheel, then that work would have been easier, right? And so what we can see is that the machine that they're using, if it had a wheel, it would have made that job easier. So we're looking at machines and how they help us in our everyday tasks. So let us see if you can remember. What is a simple machine? Do you remember? Yes, a simple machine is a mechanical device, usually, that is made of one moving part, right? And of course, all machines help to make work easier. All right, so we want to ensure that you remember all the six types of simple machines, right? So we're going to play a simple machine game. We're going to show you a picture. We're going to ask you to identify the type of the simple machine that is shown. All right, so let's look at the first picture. So that shows an axe, right? What type of simple machine is that? All right, let's go. Wedge, definitely. So if you thought of a wedge, the blade part of the axe would function as the wedge. All right, let's try another one. So here we have a seesaw. I know children love to play on the seesaw. What type of a simple machine is that? A lever. Beautiful. All right. Let's try a few more. What about the cap of a water bottle? Think about turning that cap. What type of machine would that be using? A screw. Great. All right. And what about your doorknob? When you turn that doorknob, right? What type of simple machine is that showing? A wheel and axle. Beautiful. One more. Of course, if you're looking at hoisting a flag, yes, that's also another type of simple machine. Yes. What type is that? It's a pulley. Good. Right. And then the last one, if you're thinking of loading materials onto a truck, you may want to use a ramp to make the job easier. So what type of a simple machine is that? Inclined plane. Great. So you have reviewed the 6 types of simple machines. Now we're going to use that information for the next part of this lesson. So we're showing you some devices, yes? And of course, those devices have different types of simple machines involved, right? So generally, persons would think that a scissors is by itself a simple machine, but now we're going to find out that the scissors can be composed of different types of simple machines. So let's go. What are the simple machines in a pair of scissors? Right. So looking at this pair of scissors, we actually have the section that cuts, so the lever, yes, it's around a fixed point, and of course you have the wedges. Beautiful. What about a stapler? Yes, the stapler also has a movable part that moves about a fixed position, so that's the lever, right? And of course the part that actually does the punching would be the wedge. Beautiful. Let's try 2 more devices. What about a drill? When you think of a drill, right? What are the simple machines involved in a drill? Think about it, right? We want to get all of them. Yes, there is a wheel. There would be a screw, and of course the part that does the punching would also have a wedge. Right, good. And the final one, look at the can opener. Right? Think of what happens when you're using that can opener, right? It has the lever, the part that is moving about a fixed point. You have the part that does the cutting, which is the wedge. And of course, there is that wheel and axle present on the opener. Beautiful. Good. Now, the devices that we looked at would have been classified as a complex machine, right? So this pair of scissors, the can opener, all of those, the stapler would have been classified as complex machines. So based on what you saw, based on what you observed, what definition could we come up with for a complex machine, all right? But certainly you would see from your observations from those devices that the complex machine would have been made up of two or more simple machines that work together. So if we should look back at our pair of scissors, it consisted of levers, right? Yes, and as well as wedges. So because it was made up of two or more simple machines, then it will be classified as a complex machine. So in our definition then, a complex machine is made up of two or more simple machines that work together. Great. All right. So we're going to give you a statement, right? This is the statement that we're given. The human body is a machine. Do you think that statement is true? All right. So we're going to work out if that statement is true. So I want you to get a piece of paper, draw up a Venn diagram as shown in the picture, all right? And you're going to be looking for what is similar about human body and a machine and what is different. So you're going to identify the similarities and the differences between the human body and the machines, and you're going to put that information in your Venn diagram, all right? So the similarities will go in the center or where it overlaps, and the differences would be outside of that, all right? Can you do that? Okay, all right, so let's see what we can find out. So you're going to draw up your Venn diagram. Let's go. Put in the information that you would have found, all right? Good. All right, so let's take it one step at a time. So certainly, if you're thinking, you could say, well, the human body is alive, yes, and machines are generally non-living things. Beautiful. What other differences could you come up with between the human body and a machine? Right. Humans have feelings and emotions, and machines are generally thought to be mechanical, right? Good. Anything else? Yes, human beings are intelligent. Machines are not normally intelligent, and if they do, use some sort of software, they may have artificial intelligence, right? And so that would make them different. Now, what about what would make them similar? Can you think of anything that would make machines and the human body similar? Right. Machines and the human body, they help us to do work, so they are able to carry out tasks. So that could be a similarity. Yes. What else? Exactly. Machines and the human body they're made up of different parts. Good. So they have many different parts, and the parts work together. Yes? So, from all that you have written, and you may have other similarities and other differences, so just put them in your Venn diagram, right? So, let us think back at the statement. The statement said the human body is a machine. So, is that statement true? Looking at your Venn diagram, can you say that the human body is a machine? What do you say? Well, they do have some similarities. Yes, they are able to carry out tasks. They consist of different parts and the parts work together. Good. So what type of a machine then is the human body? What type would you say? Is it a simple machine? Is it made of only one moving part? Or is it a what type? It is a complex machine. Beautiful, because it is made of many of these different simple machines put together, right? And we're going to find out what are some of these simple machines. So when you're explaining, you need to give your reasons. All right. So can we identify some parts of the human body that can serve as simple machines? Okay, so if we think about it, let's see, our legs and our arms, yes, could function as a lever, right? And we're going to demonstrate that in a little bit. Our jaw, yes, when you open and close, that, yes, that is functioning as a lever. The nails and your teeth, right, for cutting would function, of course, based on how they're shaped. They would be functioning as wedges, right? Good. And if you can think of any more, of course, you can add it to that list. So, of course, because these different parts function as different types of simple machines, then when they are put together, the human body would be functioning as a complex machine. Beautiful. All right. So we have one more task for you to do. We want you to participate in this challenge. We want you to make a model of one part of the human body which serves as a simple machine. And then you're going to tell us how it works. All right? So that is our challenge. You're going to make a model of one part of the human body which serves as a simple machine. So this is what you will need. Let's see. I have some of the materials here on the table. You have a pair of scissors, cardboard, plates, styrofoam plates if you have, something to fasten like a, yes, there are some paper fasteners, thumbtacks, strings. You can get a paper punch, glue and paste and so on. All right, so we have different items that we can get depending on what it is that you're making. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate something. So I would have gone ahead. I have here my styrofoam plates. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually glue some balls. What do you call them again? Can't remember the name. To this plate. And let me see if you're thinking to figure out what it is that I'm doing, all right? So I'm trying to create a jaw, yes? Your mouth, yes, consists of the upper and lower jaw, right? And in that, you have something that's very important for eating, right? What's that? Your teeth, of course. So I am creating the lower jaw with these styrofoam balls to represent your teeth, and I'm going to be adding an upper jaw, right? So imagine the bottom jaw, lower jaw has the set of teeth around, upper jaw is at the top, and I'm going to try to clip it together, all right? So this is just a very crude way of making my jaw, all right? So I'm stapling it. And so this is my model of the jaw, right? So imagine this is the jaw. The jaw opens and closes, right? You can see the teeth inside, okay? And so we are trying to identify what type of a simple machine is being demonstrated here, right? So I open and close. What is happening here? We are moving about a fixed point. Do you know what that fixed point is called? All right, we'll find out in a bit. So this is functioning as a lever. Okay? Beautiful. All right. Good. So that is my depiction of the jaw, the human jaw. Now, what else could we make? Right? So remember, we have different things here. So I'm going to show, I would have gone ahead and cut out my part of the arm. So you're probably better artist than I am. So try to cut out, using cardboard, something that represents the arms, right? So you have the top section here up to the elbow, is this? Yes. And then the section down to the fingers. So this is my depiction. I'm not an artist, all right? And you can use your paper punch to punch a hole, and then, of course, attach the two ends together. You can use your thumbtacks. You can use your strings. Be creative as you need to be. Okay, so imagine now we're saying that the arm and the legs and some other parts represents a lever. How is this representing a lever as a simple machine? So remember, in a lever, we have three sections or three parts to account for, right? We have a central point or a fixed point that is called the pivot or the fulcrum. So that is where movement occurs around, right? Good. And imagine now that if you have something in your hand, right? That whatever you have in your hand or what you're trying to lift is the load. Good. And of course, the effort, the force that you use to lift that load is also along the lever, right? So your muscles, you have certain muscles, your biceps and your triceps. So when you try to lift, there's a particular muscle involved. And when you relax, there's another muscle involved, right? So you have three sections, and hence the arm therefore would function as a lever. So go ahead, create your arms, right? And test it out. Be even more creative than I am. And then you can test to see how it can lift a load, right? So that is a second part of the human body that we could demonstrate, all right? Now, I also have a very nice looking young man here. We'll call him Bonnie for now. All right. So if you can get some cutouts of the bones in the human body, put them together, then you can certainly see how the arms can function as a lever. So I have cut out the different parts. I have attached them with a string. You could use your paper fastener. You could punch a hole, right? And attach. So the arms function as a lever. The legs, same thing, right? Your joints, your knee joint would be functioning as your fulcrum or that pivot, right? To be able to move the leg in different directions, okay? All right, beautiful. All right, and so if you just look at this structure, the skeleton, we would see therefore that this skeleton would be functioning as a complex machine because it consists of different simple machines in one human body. Beautiful. So go ahead and try this for yourself. And you can, of course, play the song and connect the bones together. All right? Good. All right. So what did you learn today? Right? From what we have gone through, what did you learn? Of course, we can see that machines, all machines, are able to make work easier. Some machines have different parts, yes? When these parts work together, of course, then the machine is able to function. We realized that there were 6 types of simple machines. And so whenever we have a machine that has 2 or more simple machines combined or working together, we call those complex machines. And of course, as we just demonstrated, the human body is in fact a complex machine. Great. So that's all for today. Hope you had a very interesting session. Go ahead, make your cutouts, test to see how the human body works as a machine, and tell us all about it.